Okay. Oh my gosh. I love seeing all the countries. Um, also while I start, I'd love for you to type in any intentions that you want to get from today, what you came for. And so Yael and I will watch those and make sure we touch on them. And at the very end, we'll probably have some time for Q&A if there are any lingering questions that aren't part of what we were going to talk about. There should be probably some time for that. But yeah, feel free if there's kind of like a must have or a question you've got, just put it in there and we'll address it. You can also feel free to put questions in as we go along that we can address. I'm Suzanne Alexandria, by the way. Hello. And okay, so I'm going to just start to share what we've got. And so Yael and I met in the last spring in a networking beautiful group, and we synergistically found each other through the cosmos because we both work with Akashic Records, and she knew to reach out to me, and I knew to say yes, like let's talk. And it's like, wow, our work is very complementary. We both work deeply in the Akashic Records and very differently, you'll find, and uniquely. So it's super complementary. So you guys are in for a treat. We've designed this workshop kind of as a sanctuary retreat for the time you're with us. And you're going to experience two very in-depth, like deep dives into your own Akashic Records that will give you a cleanse. She's going to go through a cleanse of past lives and talk about how that works. And then I'm going to do an activation, replacing what you release. We replace it with something new, something golden, and something you. And so you're going to come out a little bit different if you want that. So internally, I'd even say yes to yourself and your own soul and your own team of guides that are here to transformation. I like to inspire and say, this is your work, this is your opportunity to receive, and it's all you. So anything we do, you have to say yes to because you have free will. And so all along the way, if you're resonating with it, saying yes to it, yeah, I want that to be cleared, yeah, I want to receive that, that's you having autonomy and sovereignty, and we are guiding that with the angelic realm. But it's very much you, it's your choices. And I just really always love to emphasize that because you have personal freedom, and my work is really all about that. So today, our flow will go. We said this was a 3-hour workshop, and it'll bump up to that, but we'll likely have time for questions within that at the end. So we're going to have a little welcome, and then the first half is Yael Eini, and she's my beautiful colleague sister. She's in Israel. For my people who don't know her, she lives in Israel, and it's 6 o'clock p.m. there. And she works with lots of amazing people who are also here. So, hi. And she's going to be providing an introduction to her work, which is called, this is her very own unique work that she has created and calls Karmic Constellation. And she'll be guiding you through a release of past life vows. And some of my people have done that in a way, and it'll be interesting to see a new way also. Then we'll have a short 10-minute break, and then I will be sharing both along the way. We're going to share about our how we view and see the Akashic Records and to understand them. You'll see we both come at it from a very similar perspective, and we just have, like, it's because of who we are that we've been downloaded and given and shown the ways we do it. I had a little training. She didn't really have training at all. It came through. You'll hear her story. But it's really fascinating because, all around the globe, people utilize or work within the Akashic Records, and there's different flavors of it, and we're sharing ours. And we invite you to start to even more deeply understand your way. What is it, the point is, what do you want to take out of this? And you might even think about that, like, what do you most want to take out about it? And I would love it if you use our perspectives and say, like, why do I even care about the Akashic Records? What's unique for me? Is it something like this, or it could be totally different? But you're getting a taste at the buffet of how we are able to really work deeply. And we'll both be going into that. So after the break, I'm going to guide through my introduction, and then a channeled soul journey with channeling of Mary Magdalene, who's one of the guides, the benevolent ascended masters that I and many of you, and maybe all of you, work closely with to understand a past life where you've been a healer and do a retrieval of that and bring the energy forward from that. So that's that. And then at the end, we both have a special offer for you. So you'll want to stay tuned because you're going to get a beautiful offer from us for our upcoming programs and work that we're doing. So a little bit more about me. I live here in Denver, Colorado. I saw someone else in Denver, and I grew up here. Then I left and went to Washington. Well, I went in a few places. I went to college, and then I went to Poland for 2 years, and then I went to Washington, D.C. for 20 years and worked in the corporate business world. And I didn't know a thing about any of this or angels or anything. And until 2014, and I had started to go through a lot of the school of hard knocks, is what I'll say, and started to started to seek answers to why so much stuff was happening and crashing in my world and in my body physically. And I came into the Akashic Records through that. And I did take one course, but then I knew, like, oh, this is for me. And that's not uncommon. I love to share that. So I work as a professional intuitive reader. I do readings, and they're all within the context of the records, but it's not all about past lives. It's past lives come through if it's appropriate, but I work in my work with your soul, with you, and with your team and my team and our team to help deepen understanding and get clarity and understand life's mysteries and challenges and opportunities. And I teach people how to read and heal within the Akashic Records. And I teach people like therapists and coaches and healers to integrate this process into your work. So if you're looking to expand your business in 2025, both of our offers, both of our programs are could be unique tools that you might want to add into your tool set for your work or your personal pursuits. And I think that kind of covers it. I've got 2 daughters who are in college, and I can't wait. One of them is already home, and one comes home Sunday, and I get to be with them for a little bit. And that's me. So I'm going to stop sharing and over to Yael. Yeah, you will get the recording.
Yes, you will get the recording.
Yeah.
I want to share that when Suzanne and I met, we were exploring each other. So this workshop was after actually each one of us got a session from the others, and we found out that not only that we work different, but we both had lots of benefits from each other's session. So it's really great when your method worked for you, but it's really great when others also explore you and say, "Oh, that works for me." And it was really insightful. The session that I got from Suzanne, it was helped me look at my life and bring a new perspective to my life and change things I was doing. So I am glad I did that. And
Oh, and I went while you're setting up, I'll
yep,
echo that. Yeah, because Yael's session for me was at a time when I personally was, things go in cycles. And I was in a cycle last spring of inner child work with through trauma again, and the lens through which I got to see the situations and my inner beingness, which you're going to experience, that lens would just lent a whole fresh perspective that gave me so many ahas. And I think that's the thing today, right? I have a lens I'm sharing. Yeah, Elle has the lens that she is sharing of how to go at these things and get at the mysteries. And it was really it was so fun to see something so different, but yet I brought my understanding, and I just got so much from it too. And it was a lot of aha. So thanks, Yael, for that.
you. So a little bit about me for the one that don't know me from the constellation world. I'm the founder of the Spiritual Academy of Karmic Work. I developed a method called Karmic Constellation. I also have MA in Family Studies, and I'm a worldwide, world-known trainer of family constellation and also a trauma therapist. And I am the author of two books, one called Karma Healing, which will go out or will be published on all the website and bookstores in April 25, and the other one called Where Does God Live, which will be on Amazon in, I think, hopefully 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And yes, and I want to speak a little bit about my journey, and then we'll speak about the Akashic Records because it's all related. So, 20 years ago, when I started this journey of energetic healing, I heard about the Cosmic Library. Then it wasn't so common to say Akashic Records. Everyone spoke about the Cosmic Library. And it was the place that you go, you open the book of life, you read about your life, and great. So I did lots of meditation with my students and clients to the Akashic Records wherever the guidance showed me how to go there. And we got lots of insight. Specific, I got lots of insight. Oh, that's what happened. This is what I need to change. Came back, rooted back to the ground, and nothing changed in my life. Like, okay, I was smarter, but nothing happened. And I start following someone, I don't know how many of you know him. He's really known in Israel, although he's from California. Lee Carroll, he's channeling Cryon, and he speaks about the Akashic Records. And not only does he speak about the Akashic Records, he says you can mine the Akashic Records. And whenever I hear him, even now, saying you can mine the Akashic Records, you can take knowledge from past life and bring them here. You don't have to stay with the karma you have right now. Like my whole body says, yes, yes. It's like, when you feel something like a truth, like your all cells, your body cells vibrate for, okay, this is the truth. And then I was like, but how? How do I do that? Like he don't give instructions. All he says is you can do that. And I was like, so, okay, so getting the knowledge from the Akashic Records by meditation, I was really smart, but didn't change my life. So for me, that wasn't the answer. And for several years, I left it aside, like, because I was too frustrated. And then I became a student of family constellation. And soon after that, I became a teacher of family constellation. And it's okay if you don't know what family constellation is, but one of the tools or the way you work with family constellation is with what called representational work. So you can represent actually anything. You can represent your mom, your father, you can represent Poland or Germany, you can represent your great-grandparents. And I was like, can I represent the Akashic Records? So in 2017, I established something called the Systemic Lab. And in the Systemic Lab, I start experimenting. Can we represent all kinds of stuff? Not only esoteric, it started with quite mainstream stuff, but then it came into esoteric stuff. And I was wondering, can we represent the Akashic Records? The short answer is yes, we can. So imagine you're standing or holding within your hand something. It can be like that. And that can represent the Akashic Records. And just by placing your hand on it, you can gain all the info you need and want. And so it took me on a journey to know how to work with the Akashic Records. And after a year of exploring and experimenting, someone asked me, can you teach that? And then I figure out, oh, I have a method. Never figure out I will have a method, which I call now karmic constellation. Why? Because I work with karma, with the soul, like Susan, with the soul, with soul lessons, soul commitment or agreement, what we call contract, and vows, which will work today. And constellation, because it's a system. Like we have the family system, the soul also has the rule and system. It's not only the karmic laws as we know them, but it's entanglements and relationship and system. So karmic constellation is about working on entanglement from past life that haunts us to this life.